I timed it. To share a file manually with your colleagues, it takes about 14 clicks and 3 windows. With the solution I'm going to show you today, it takes only 2 clicks and it's natively integrated into Outlook. And no, it's not a Copilot. It's something more efficient, better, and actually the savings you can have with this one addition is more than you think. So please, if you stay with me for a few more minutes, you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about with your own eyes. Now let's imagine for a moment that I am in my email and I quickly want to share a video with my colleague. And then instead of going to SharePoint or OneDrive, wherever you have the file, you copy the link and you go back here and you do it like you did before. You go into here, into Internal Chatbot, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. You ask about to give you that video where to show how to insert number in Google Doc. It comes back to you with a video and with actually also a button to insert that link into an email. You click insert, the video inserts into email. You click on send and the email is sent with that link. And when the person would receive that file, it would be just this general shareable link where when he would click it, it would open the video just like a regular file. And the solution I was using was Internal Chatbot, like I said in the start. It's basically like an app which you open and you have it as a side panel on Outlook. You can have it also in Teams or actually your SharePoint or even on some kind of private website. But today it's on Outlook. And you can have something like this working if you are a Microsoft user. If you're a Google user, sorry, this is not going to work for you. And the main idea is that this chatbot has access to my SharePoint cloud, also OneDrive. So basically, I can just ask questions about my documents and it spits out the information for me, so I don't have to search in them. But also for Outlook, just like you saw before, when I would ask a question, it would also come back with this insert button, which would insert a link into an email. And here I asked a question, for example, about some kind of PDF. And this is something you can have as a solution from us. It's something you completely own at the end and something we help you to host it on your own Azure. By that, you're not giving your own data to someone else like ChatGPT or other softwares out there. So it's completely yours, completely private. And by also hosting it on your Azure, you just pay less. And compared to something like Copilot, which charges you per user and which actually isn't that good for document retrieval, you can actually check out my previous video where I compare the Copilot against our solution. And well, I mean, there's like no question to that. Our solution just crushed it as it had way more functionalities than Copilot regarding the information searching. And what I just wanted to show you also that it's not for purely finding documents. It's also for information finding. So you can just basically ask whatever question you have and then it would come back with information from the documents. And then as an addition, you can just insert these links into email. By that, you just really fasten your document sharing, and we can actually compare it, how much faster it actually is to use something like this instead of the old method. Now we will try to find this same file into our SharePoint, and I don't have much folders, but I mean, just so you understand. So let's start the timer. Let's go into our SharePoint, Internal Chatbot, Documents, use PDF. Here it is. Let's actually click. Then you have to share. You can choose the settings, but let's leave it as is. Of course, I messed up. Copy the link. Then you go back and you paste it in. So for me, it took around 20 seconds, but I mean, realistically, it would take probably about until a minute because you would have much more folders. You would have much more things going on. And now I just knew where that file was located in. So let's say up to a minute, realistically. And I also noticed that you can just insert an email here in the pop-up and you can just send that to your colleague and it would automatically share it in the Outlook, but it would take the same time as you would copy it, go here back. You're probably having some conversation with him. So it would take around the same. But now let's refresh our chatbot and now let's start the time, enter our question. It has given us the doc. Let's insert. And that was around 10 seconds. So, I mean, that's about 3 to 5 times improvement in time. Now, then you would also maybe think that Copilot probably does something like this, but it actually doesn't. It doesn't even give answers about videos and doesn't even give specific link to PDF page. So, I mean, it's not even worth trying. Like I said, you can check out my previous video. And I guess what's also cool is that here you can also have a path for the file when the chatbot gives it. So that also fastens your file searching. And now also imagine if you had to share multiple files at once. Imagine how much time you save. Because let's ask for New Jersey site photos, right? In this case, okay, it gave us only 2, but we could just go. Here was the images. We insert one, we insert the second one. Look how fast that was. If we go into SharePoint, we find the images, and then we just have to go through each file. We have to go to share, then we copy the link, we go back to Outlook, and then we would actually just copy paste each link and do it like this. But that's just too much unnecessary app switching. Why don't you just have something like this where everything is in one screen, and if needed you can just check the photo. And now if we actually, at the start I said you don't know how much you're actually losing by this. If we actually look at the numbers, and let's imagine a bit. Let's say that person shares a file 1 a day, and that takes him about 1 minute, like we thought about in the start. Now for 20 employee team, that would be 20 minutes each day, times actually 20 working days. That's about 400 minutes in a month, which is about 6 to 7 hours each month. And now in a whole year, that would be times your hourly wage, and that's about 800 till whatever the amount it is in your country, let's say 2,600. And while this number isn't that big, it's still something you're losing on some basic task as file sharing. Now imagine how much time you're losing actually by not efficiently searching in documents, right? That is way more. And again, this isn't anything crazy, but at the end of the day, it's 1 or 2 laptops you can buy at the end of the year for 1 employee based on something as simple as file sharing. And that's actually all what I wanted to show you and what I have to show it for you today. The whole point was to just show you that also these little things can save you time and money. And at first glance, it may not seem like that it saved much, but if you put it on paper, just like I showed you, it does save you some few laptops. And again, it's just nice that you have everything in one app. It's cool that you can ask a question. You don't have to switch between apps. You have the info. You're writing your emails. You don't have to look into docs because, come on, who does that in these times? But if you do, then don't be afraid. There's email below. There's also calendar link below where you can just book directly, call with us. We'll get in touch with you. We'll help you set up one for you. It's awesome. Believe me, it's safe because it's your own. Because remember, it's 2026. You have to stay efficient. You have to save your time because if you do not, your competitors probably will do. And as always, take care.